Who's managing the money in your home? In many cases, including mine, it's the woman. And women are doing a pretty good job of it too. In fact, Jim Lineweaver says they manage money better than men. He also says women have unique challenges when it comes to saving and investing, and he's here to help. Jim's a financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
My pleasure.
So are women really better money managers than we guys?
Well, with us being on tape, I'll have to say yes, since you teed it up that way. But in many aspects, women are more conservative, and it actually leads to some better financial planning over time. And we have a lot of examples to show your viewers. So one of them is, coming out of a recession, most women are going to cut spending dramatically. As a matter of fact, 72% compared to 62% of men. They also plan to save more in tough times, 85% compared to 62%, and they're also going to be more likely to pay down debt by over 7%.
How about stocks, investing? Women do as well as men in investing?
Not necessarily. They're a little more conservative, but what they have to do is they have to understand there is a lot of dynamics out there, and they also have a tendency to live a lot longer. As a matter of fact, by 8 more years is the average life expectancy of a woman compared to a man, so they have to adjust their finances accordingly.
You've created 5 stages that impact women in particular in terms of their money. Can you go through that with us?
Yeah, the first stage is really just dealing with single women. Maybe they're younger and they're really trying to get out on their own. So there's certain issues that they're actually going to be facing. And some of those are going to be, considering that they have to build an emergency fund for themselves in the event that something ever happens to them, so they don't jump back on credit cards. They want to be able to make sure they're putting money away to save for retirement. You usually want at least 10% of your savings. You got to learn to budget, and women are much better at this than men are. And they also want to maybe save for that down payment for their first home. And in today's day and age, it's usually around 20%.
Why are women better at saving for the future and budgeting than we are?
I don't think women really are into as many type of material objects and stuff as sometimes men are.
Really?
Sometimes men want to wear it on their sleeves a little more than women do. So that conservative nature and the financial side can really pay off.
Maybe also they've heard more stories about women, in a divorce or a widow, getting stung, which gets us to stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2 is where you're actually not only responsible for just yourself, but you also have to be responsible for your children. And this is where some other dynamics come into play. You have to make sure you have adequate life insurance in the event something happens to you because you are a single parent. You have to make sure you have proper disability insurance to make sure that you're protecting your most valuable asset, which is your ability to earn an income. You have to get the will done to make sure there's proper guardianship, estate planning, and a lot of other things that really come into play when you're really relying just on yourself and nobody else to fall back on.
That's so that if something happens to you, the children are taken care of.
Yes,
and
exactly.
That's critically important. Now, there's a lot of other situations that women are affected by. As I mentioned, divorce, death of a spouse. Those are other stages that you talk about typically in programs?
They are. We have an upcoming program. We're going to do this twofold. One is we have a free education program for your viewers if they'd like to attend. That's in our Valley View office. It's right by 77 and 480. It's going to be for Women and Money on Tuesday, March 22nd at 6 p.m. and Thursday, March 24th at 1 p.m. And on the next show, we're going to also cover a second segment of this, which is going to cover the divorce and some of those other issues that you talked about.
And you'll be talking about the divorce and the widow and preparing to be ready for those kinds of events at the seminar?
We are going to cover all aspects of this.
Great. And how much does the seminar cost?
It's free. It's no cost to your viewers.
My viewers love free.
Just make sure they sign up early, because once we get to about 45, we do have to cut it off.
Great, Jim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Information. All right. Women, you have a lot to handle, and that includes your finances. Follow Jim's advice, including attending his seminar. I'll tell you, it's a worthwhile investment of your time. We'll be back.
To find out more, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or log on to www.lineweaver.net. Next, a sight to see.